Hello and welcome to the Fine Arts Banquet, virtual banquet. I'm Shawnee Montgomery, the high school art teacher and the entire high school art department really. So when I first heard that we were going on quarantine, the only thing I was a little bit excited about was that I wouldn't have to get up in front of everyone and envision everybody naked like I have to do every year and give my little spiel at the Fine Arts Banquet. But as fate would have it, here I am, virtually giving my little spiel. But at least I can envision you all wearing your pajamas, because let's face it, everybody's just always wearing their pajamas these days. Your daytime pajamas, your nighttime pajamas, or sweats, which is great. Actually, it's been great, that part. Anyway, we were off to a great start this year, and I'm a little bit sad that we couldn't finish as strong as we started. We had great winners at the Scholastics Art Show. Joselle Crocheting got a gold key. Ariel Standback got a gold key. Maddie Amsink got a silver key. Maddie Caudell, Mads Murray, Haley Sutter, and Tess Bennett all got honorable mentions. Mads actually got 2 honorable mentions for their work at Scholastics. And then in October, we took on a huge project. We did the Christmas tree ornaments for the National Christmas Tree, which was a big fun time. But we were making Christmas ornaments in October, and it was a little bit crazy. Something I thought was going to take maybe 2 or 3 days really ended taking 2 or 3 weeks. But the results were fantastic, and our tree looked awesome in Washington, D.C., and it was quite the privilege to get to do that. And I'm so glad that our students had the opportunity to participate in that. We also entered the Symphony of the Flint Hills art show for the first time ever. They had a juried art show, and Hayden Dewey, Joselle Crocheting, Lauren Becker, and Mads Murray all got work in. Hayden Dewey got a 2nd place finish, and Joselle Crocheting got a 3rd place finish in that show. And it's an exhibit, a juried show. Their artwork was for sale, and Hayden and Joselle both sold pieces of work. So that was pretty awesome. That's the first time we've entered that. And then we went to Friends University to the Big Friends Art Challenge, which we always like to go to every year, and then we go to Cold Stone and celebrate our victories. So this year was no exception. We had a great time. Maddie Hare got a 2nd place for an assemblage. Reagan Geegan got a 2nd place for a torn paper thing that she worked on. And then we had lots of 3rd place finishes. We had Hayden Dewey with colored pencil and a relief printmaking. Hayden got a 2nd one. And Mads Murray scratchboard and a pencil drawing. And then Joselle Crocheting for pen and ink and her freestanding relief sculptures. And then we enter every year the Modernized Masterpiece contest, and kids have to think of a way to modernize a masterpiece. So this year, Joselle and her team kind of thought about doing Monet's Garden, Claude Monet's Garden, which is a beautiful, lush, plush, painting. It's beautiful. And they were going to do it on fire, burning, like Australia was burning. And I kind of did not see her vision, but I have to say, her vision totally came together the day of the contest, and it was magnificent. And Joselle, Lauren, Mads Murray, Maddie Hare, and Aubrey Ferris all pulled it off, and they won the 1st place overall, were the overall winners in that contest. And then we also entered the Kansas Keep It Clean calendar contest, and Ariel Standback was the big winner in that. She's the 12th grade winner, and her work will be published in the Kansas Keep It Clean calendar. I think it's a 2020 calendar, I believe. She's Miss December, I'm pretty sure. And then we had a flag winner, which was awesome. Joselle Crocheting has had a magnificent year this year. She's the state flag winner for the Kansas Youth Art Month. And her artwork got made into the state flag. But we also had like 2nd place finisher Ariel Standback and 3rd place Gage Standback. And then lots of honorable mentions in there also for their artwork. So overall, we've had a great year. I'm super sorry and sad that it got cut short. I love all these kids and I push them super hard. And it makes me sad, a little bit sad, every time I look at their portfolios and open them up. And I've been posting them on Facebook. So I hope you all will check out all their hard work that they've made over the last 4 years. and post some comments about their portfolios. They've worked super hard. Some of these kids I've had for 4 years, and some of them I've only had for a few years, and I wish I had them longer, but it's all been great, and I will miss them when they're gone, and I know they're going to move on to great and better things. So I love you all. Good luck next year on whatever adventures you have. I hope there are some artistic adventures, and I hope we have a better school year next year, but I don't know that we'll have a better, stronger school year artistically, because we did awesome for what we entered. So if we would have went to league, I'm pretty sure we would have kicked league butt, but it is what it is. Good luck to all of you guys. I'll miss you. I love you. Bye.
Good day to everyone who's watching this. I'm not sure what time of day it is when you're watching it. And this is not the way. We would like to honor our students because they really do deserve a lot of acclaim for all of the work that they put into their different activities. And I really appreciate them. But we're doing the best we can do. So I want to thank you for listening to this and taking an interest in a competition that rarely has fans in the room. In fact, it's held in rooms in which 2 teams and 2 coaches barely fit because really no one expects anyone to come and watch. But we love it when we do have fans. Nevertheless, sometimes the competition is no less intense than one where crowds are watching. It's just quieter in a Scholars Bowl competition. I'm going to quote Mason Woodworth, who is one of our CHENEY High School students and a fabulous communicator, who wrote a very entertaining article in the school newspaper to describe Scholars Bowl. Just in case you have never seen a competition, he did a pretty good, concise job of explaining what one round during maybe a 7, 8, 10 round competition looks like. 2 teams of 5 competitors scramble to answer a series of questions proposed by a neutral moderator. Each question has a 10-second time limit, at which point a competitor must buzz in and correctly answer the question in order to receive points for their respective team. Well, added drama also comes in when someone interrupts a question, which then is not finished, in hopes that they are knowing where the question is going and they have the answer and answer. That's risky because you can lose points if you are incorrect, but if you're right, then you have certainly shut out the other team and it's your question to answer and earn the points. Our JV team, which is coached by Mrs. Montgomery, or I should say our practices are whenever you can get to them. Mrs. Montgomery does half of the practices and I lead the other half of the practices. She does the morning ones and I do after school ones. And so students, JV, varsity, mixed up, whatever will fit in their schedule, cover those practices. So I should say that Mrs. Montgomery takes them, coaches them at the tournaments for JV, and sometimes we switch back and forth due to conflicts in schedules. Well, our JV team this year had a very good run. They're probably the most improved team that I've seen over the years because they struggled a bit at the first tournament that I think I took them to. But they came out strong at the end. In January, the team, in order of scoring high to low, of Cal Johnson, Haley Sutter, Kale Allenbaugh, and Abby Hudson placed second in the Trinity Academy tournament in January. Again, as I said, this same team, with the additions of Caitlin Chain and Connor Eastman, finished the season with a second place finish at the league tournament in Kingman. So that was awesome to get second at league. Yay, I'm really looking forward to the JV Scholars Bowlers to moving up to varsity, some of them next year, and I'm anxious to see what they're going to do in varsity competition. Generally, we keep the younger ones down for a while just because varsity questions are really quite a bit higher level questions, more in terms of the types of classes that have been taken. But we'll be using some sophomores next year, I'm sure, on varsity. Our varsity team, speaking of, had 2 seasons this year, unintentionally, with 2 different teams. The good thing about going to a small school is you can be involved in so many different things. But the bad thing about going to a small school is You can be involved in so many different things, but you're only one person with so much energy and so much time. And sometimes things get lost in the shuffle. So CHENEY was blessed to have a football season that went long into Scholars Bowl season this year, and it was awesome. But that kept Seth Teague out of our competitions for quite some time. And then the other bowling team, I like to call it, started and during our season, and that kept at the second half Connor Eastman, Jonah Galloway, and Morgan Sutter out of Scholars Bowl. So we medaled only one time this year, and that was at Pratt in December with the team of, in order of scoring again, Jaden Bell, Seth Teague, Kenzie Robertson, and Emily Reba. And that, by the way, was Kenzie Robertson's very first Scholars Bowl tournament ever. And I may have asked her the day of or the day before, hey, would you come with us to a Scholars Bowl tournament? Because notice that was only 4 names. And as Mason said, 5 people can compete on a team. And I had to beg Kenzie to go to have 4. So, and she did great. And then, as the season progressed, after we had a dismal showing at the league tournament. When the JV won second, we didn't win very many. They were not our questions. They just were different. But the good thing is we didn't end that way, because we did go to regionals and came roaring back. We nearly moved on in regionals. It really came down to one question during one round that kept us from going on. But that was a team of, again, scoring highest to lowest: Seth Teague, Morgan Sutter, Jaden Bell, Jonah Galloway, Emily Reba, and Mackenzie Robertson. So I was very happy that they ended this season on a high note, and look forward to what might happen next year. Our top scorers on the average per tournament on varsity were Morgan Sutter with 103, Jonah Galloway with 61. I'm not sure how that happened. Must have been 60. Jaden Bell with 55, and Seth Teague with 50. This, of course, is a night that we like to honor our seniors. This is their last year that they got to participate in these things. And we had 2 seniors who were with us most tournaments, an awful lot of tournaments, and were at practices, and really good competitors for us. And those were Seth Teague and Emily Reba. I really appreciate all the times in the vans and Suburbans when we got to talk along the way, going places, and I enjoyed your fierce competitiveness when it kicked in, and we just had a lot of fun, and I really appreciate you guys, and we'll miss you very much next year. We also had a couple of other seniors. Robert Clear would go on and off in a pinch when I needed someone. Robert would go to tournaments, and it's kind of been that way through the whole 4 years with Robert. And I appreciate him being a good sport and going along and doing some math for us a lot. And then Reagan Pierce, love this, just decided to try Scholars Bowl this year for the first time. And that's great when someone's like, I should have done this all along, but hey, I'm going to do it. It was great to have her go to several tournaments, and I think she enjoyed it and had a good time. I want to thank parents tonight or today who sparked curiosity in your children by reading to them, taking them to museums, and maybe you're doing that virtually now, going with them to museums and taking them around the country and making them read a map, because that's a great way for them to start learning where things are. And I also want to thank Mr. Haig, who's been so helpful in creating brackets and getting food and drinks for our invitational tournament that we host each year. And the custodians, thank you so much for having to wait on practices to clean my room, which is a job in and of itself, and having to wait on our Scholars Bowl tournament. And they just do such a wonderful job here, and I truly appreciate them. I especially want to thank the teachers and community members who helped me run our tournament, who man different jobs in the tournament, because we sure couldn't do it without you. And I thank you so much, Mrs. Montgomery, who really does half of this practices and half of the tournaments, and I just really appreciate her. And she's probably the one who gets people into Scholars Bowl and keeps them in Scholars Bowl because she's a lot more fun than I am anyway. And I'm sure the kids like her more so. She's the hook that can keep them in there. And I do just want to mention the letter winners. And those are people who have gone to half of the varsity tournaments and scored a minimum number of points at those tournaments. And that is Mackenzie Robertson, excuse me, Morgan Sutter, Jonah Galloway, Seth Teague, Connor Eastman, Emily Reba, and Jaden Bell. So thanks for listening. And yay, students, thank you for going out for Scholars Bowl. And come on again if you're not a senior. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Hoffman. For those of you who don't know me, I sponsor both the fall play and the forensics team. One of my favorite parts of the fine arts banquet, besides the meal that the culinary kids make, is always looking through the program. I always find it amazing to see just how many kids we have participated in all of our different fine arts activities there on paper, and to see how many times those kids' names are repeated over and over again because our kids are just that involved in the arts. To honor that, I've put up the participants for all of my activities behind me, so you can see both my cast and crew. This year, the Playcast decided to do something very different. We chose to do a much more serious piece than anything we've done in the past, and the kids really rose to the acting challenges that were presented in our play, Almost Maine. After auditioning in late August to our show in November, these kids spent over 100 hours working on making this play the very best that it could be. And man, did it pay off. They gave one of the most heartfelt and honest productions that I have ever been a part of. It makes me so proud to see how vulnerable these kids were willing to let themselves be in the play this year, and it really brought the magic that is Almost Maine to life. I'd like to take just a moment to talk to my seniors. These are my very first group of kids that I have had for all 4 years of high school, so they'll always be especially special to me. Jaden, thank you for always being willing to play some of the toughest parts in our plays over the years and for always putting your own spin on them. Ashlyn, thank you for trusting me as a freshman that you could, in fact, manage a lead as our Juliet, and thank you for not letting that scare you off for the next 3 years. You've held huge parts all 4 years, and no one could have done them like you. Franny, thank you for trying something new your senior year and being brave enough to take on one of the hardest roles in the play. Reagan, thank you for not only being so hardworking throughout 4 years of plays, thank you for also helping me get eyeliner on the boys backstage. It's hard to say which job was tougher. And Seth, thank you for 4 years of going straight from football practice to play practice and for always having to be the guy to propose. Out of 3 out of 4 plays, you definitely have it down by now. To all of my cast and crew, I just want to say how proud I am of all of the hard work that you do each year, and I can't wait to see what you do next year. Behind me, you'll see a list of our forensics team members and those who have lettered this year. Please take a second to read these and really honor the hard work that goes into this. One of the hardest parts about switching to distance learning for me was watching our forensics season get cut in half. The week after spring break, we were supposed to be hosting our home forensics meet and then preparing to compete at league, which we were also hosting. We were supposed to have 2 more months of competition and time for you all to qualify for state, and then for us to actually be able to go to the state competition in the beginning of May. While we didn't get to do that, we did have a wonderful season filled with amazing growth and performances from all of you. We brought home over 25 medals in only 1 month of competition, and we had 3 different state champ qualifiers. Robert Clear qualified for both extemporaneous speaking and impromptu speaking this year. This would have been Robert's 4th straight year of competing at state, and this is a tremendous achievement that very few students ever accomplish. Tess Bennett and Jalen Turner, 2 kids that I spent 2 years trying to get to join the team, both qualified for state champs their first year on the team as partners in improvised duet acting. I know that many of you would have done exceptionally well at league and that we would have had even more of you on our state roster if things had gone to plan. You've been an amazing group of kids to work with, and I can't wait to see what we do next year.
Hello. I'd like to first congratulate the seniors on all their accomplishments and wish them the best as they venture on to their next chapter in life. All of our students have done an exceptional job of rising to the situation and meeting the moment that this global pandemic has brought us to in education. They've worked really hard this year, and especially in the last 8 weeks of distance learning, and I couldn't be more proud. The following students competed at league, festival, solos, and ensembles, where they all delivered strong performances. Janae Cape, freshman, 1 rating. Peyton Reba, freshman, 1 rating. Levi Rust, freshman, 1 rating. Peyton Becker, sophomore, 2 rating. Jonah Galloway, junior, 2 rating. And Caden Hampton, senior, 1 rating. Now I'd like to recognize the following students for the following Vocal Music Awards. The first is the Director's Award, and it's given to a student who's shown a great deal of growth, both musical and personal, during the school year. The recipient of this award will have demonstrated personal initiative and dedication, an excellent work ethic, along with willingness to give of themselves in order to better the vocal music program. While demonstrating this criteria, this student will also be a positive role model and will remain resolute in his goals. This year's Director's Award goes to Francisco Mares. Congratulations, Francisco. I'm really proud of you. Next is Musicianship and Service Awards. This award is given to students who have shown their passion for choral performance through commitment and dedication to the choral department. These students consistently work hard without complaining and have been positive role models for all. Congratulations to Brianna Lorenz, Emily Viner, Ashlyn Farrell, Caden Hampton, Dawson Kanan, and Robert Clear. Last is the Outstanding Vocalist Award. It's given to recognize outstanding achievement and interest in choral music, for dedication and support, and for displaying the quality of conduct that school choral music requires. This award speaks to the recipient's vocal abilities as well as his or her qualities of leadership, teamwork, and sense of pride and dedication to the CHENEY High School choirs. The outstanding freshman vocalist this year is Levi Rust. The outstanding sophomore vocalist is Caitlin Chain. The outstanding junior vocalist is Natalie Burdick. And finally, the Outstanding Senior Vocalist Award goes to Taylor Schwartz. Congratulations to everyone on their accomplishments. Thank you again to seniors for a great year, and I wish you the best as you lead on to your next adventure in life. And I'm really looking forward to the years to come with our underclassmen, and I'm excited to see what the next year holds for us. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Band Awards for 2019-2020. Normally, I would do these awards over 2 nights at our concert and then also at our Fine Arts Banquet. So there's a lot to go through here this evening, and you might want to go grab a bowl of popcorn or some snacks or something. But I do want to make sure that I take a moment to recognize all of the students, though, and their achievements throughout the year. When you see it all together in one body of work, you realize just how active our band is and how much these students do. And I do not want to shortchange their recognitions just because we're not in school. I am going to try to organize this presentation so that you can jump around a little bit to some things that you maybe want to see in particular. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. I first want to talk about our senior class. I mean, it's one of the main reasons that we are here this evening. I cannot thank this group of senior musicians enough. It's been an amazing year for our band department. We've just got a ton of energy and excitement. I don't know that we could have really finished the year on a much stronger note than we did at the state basketball tournament. And it's always sad to see a senior class moving on, but they have left me with many wonderful memories. Just a few specific examples. I just want to go through each student and talk about them briefly. First is Lauren Becker. She transferred into our band program a couple of years ago, and it always makes a band director smile when a student transfers in and they play extremely well. She's made a great addition to our band department, and we will miss you very much, Lauren Becker. Aiden Cole. You are part of the dynamic duo in the trombone section. It is by far the loudest trombone section that I have ever taught in 22 years of teaching. So we will definitely miss that sound coming from the trombone section back there. Appreciate everything that you have done for us. Caden Hampton. You have played many instruments over the years, was out of band for a little bit, came back. He's played trumpet, guitar, percussion, and most recently he has had the bass drum section in our band on lockdown over the last several of years. He's also a timpani aficionado for us in the percussion section as well, always taking care of those parts and doing a great job. Sierra Harrison. She is and has been the equipment mom since she was a freshman. Keeping everybody organized and neat and tidy back there in the back of the room. She has been a soloist, she has been a leader, she's been a drum major, and she has also been our breakdown yell leader for the last several years. I'm not sure who we're passing the torch to on that, but we will definitely miss your breakdowns at the games. Alex Johnson. It has been so much fun to watch you playing drum set in our pep band. You are leaving the CHENEY band drum set legacy in good hands, and like I said, it has been so much fun. The wipeouts and everything else, you really get into it. You love your music, you love your drum set playing, and you can tell it when you are playing. Francisco Mares. You know that you have made it in life, folks, when people can call you by one name: Beyonce, Madonna, Prince, or Franny. I love how you make people feel. You are one of the most caring people that I know. You've got a heart of gold, and everybody loves you, Francisco, and we will miss that tuba next year. Nikki Miller is going to be she is a future music educator. She's going to be studying to be a band director. She has also played multiple instruments in our band, playing trumpet, and then moving on to French horn. She's played in the drum line as well. Just a fine musician, and we will be in touch, I'm sure, over the years as you work your way through your music education degree at Emporia State. Next is Alyssa Pierce. I gotta say, Alyssa, I don't know that I've ever had a student that has made me laugh harder over the years than you and Maddie. Since we were in middle school, I was teaching you in middle school. We would just get to laughing and giggling about something. I didn't even know what we were laughing about half the time, to the point where my stomach would be hurting. And I'm definitely going to miss the laughs and the good times, and your clarinet playing as well. It's Honor Rust. We knew this girl could dance, and I found out that she also played the clarinet, and I was so excited to have her join us and play in the clarinet section. She's done a wonderful job. She's got a great sense, obviously being a dancer, great sense of timing and rhythm, and has been a huge asset to our band. Emily Reba has been involved. Emily, you've been involved in like almost every facet of our band program. I mean, it's been color guard, K-State Concert Band Clinic, K-State All-Star Marching Band, and your leadership has been outstanding, and we certainly will miss all of the things you have brought to our band over the year. I know I will miss our before band chats that we always have, and our comments back and forth at times are fun, and I will miss that. Seth Teague, you were just a phenomenal musician. You play trombone incredibly well. You're part of that dynamic duo in the trombone section. I think my ears might still be ringing a little bit from pep band season. And I will say, if I were to nominate one student for an award of the student that would always do the right thing and be on the right side of the situation, I would say it is you. You are an outstanding young man, and I've been so proud to have you in band over the years. And finally, bottom of the alphabet, probably used to be always being at the bottom of the list, is Sabrina Veith. And I can say that Sabrina loves band. She loves everything about it. She's been a phenomenal drum major for us this past year. She's just got a natural talent for leadership, and we will miss all of that this year, this next year, Sabrina. So thank you for everything you have brought to our band program. Before I get into the specific awards, I want to recognize some student achievement and involvement in some of our different activities and organizations. First is the Color Guard. And I know I recognize them in the fall, but I always like to circle back and recognize them again in the spring because they truly put in an amazing amount of work throughout the school year. This guard in particular probably has worked harder in one year than the last several combined. There were some growing pains along the way, but this group is always going to be able to look back with the pride on the accomplishments that they have made and that they have set us up in a great way for future success. Emily Reba, Nikki Miller, Kylie Fletcher, Ashlyn Horning, Morgan Sutter, Peyton Reba, and Alexis Fitzgerald, thank you, ladies. You did an amazing job this year, and I look forward to seeing what our Color Guard is going to be able to do this next marching season. Next, I want to talk just a little bit about our Tri-M Music Honor Society. It is the National Association for Music Education program that allows us to recognize outstanding music students in secondary level school or high school. Tri-M activities increase student school and community involvement with music, and Tri-M members are selected based on their academic and musical achievement as well as their strength of character. It's a very similar organization to National Honor Society, and some of our best and brightest are part of this group. They had the opportunity to go to our Music Educators Convention in February. They worked with Dr. Tim Lotzenheiser, who is the premier speaker for leadership in the country right now, and he was amazing. Our students had a great day, and it was a great way to kick off our organization. We would normally get to have an induction ceremony. Obviously, that did not happen this spring, but we will have an induction ceremony for the classes coming in next year. Our first induction class includes Mason Albers, Kay Almendarez, Christopher Clear, Emma Clear, Connor Eastman, Abigail Griffin, Sierra Harrison, Cal Johnson, Peyton Reba, Mason Schneider, Caitlin Summerer, Cameron Summerer, and Emily Viner. Congratulations to those students for being part of our first Tri-M class. Next is our band leadership team, and very similar to Tri-M, this is a small group of students that want to take it upon themselves to make our band a better place. These students help with projects that benefit the band. They help at home games. They take attendance. They help with middle school recruiting. They're planning social events. They're helping with food at games. They're picking up buses when we return home, putting up locker tags. The list goes on. And our leadership team has had a really good year this year. I appreciate all of the things that they do for me to make my job a little bit easier as the band director. And I like to think that this is a group of students that exemplify pride and what it should look like in our band room. And that is perseverance, respect, integrity, dependability, and empathy. I'd like to thank and recognize our band leadership team for this year. That is Mason Albers, Kay Almendarez, Sierra Harrison, Emily Reba, Mason Schneider, and Sabrina Next, I want to recognize our students that have lettered in band this year. This is not an easy thing to do. We're not just giving the letters out. The students earn these from participation in events, attendance, lessons, contest help, and participation, doing extra concerts, and just being involved with a lot of activities. That's the easiest way to letter, is just get involved in our band. Our first year lettermen this year are Emma Clear, Peyton Reba, Morgan Sutter, and our multi-year letterman, in other words, they have lettered more than once in band, is Mason Albers, Kay Amenderes, Christopher Clear, Connor Eastman, Sierra Harrison, Garrett Jacobs, Jackson Riggins, Emily Reba, Mason Schneider, and Seth Teague. Congratulations to those students. Finally is the solo and ensemble recognition. Normally I get to make a huge deal about this at our spring concert. We will have had our league festival, we will have had our regional, our state, solo and ensembles, lots of medals to hand out, and we did not get to do most of that this year. We did, however, get to perform at League Music Festival, and our students did a wonderful job. That's always we always kind of consider that to be our warm-up for the big events, which are regional, and then qualifying on to state. That was kind of our state music festival this year, and I was very proud of the job that our students did. To participate in solos, the students take lessons from January through the beginning of April, and at that point we send them off to play their solos for the judges and to be rated at that time. It's one of my favorite times of the year. It's one of my favorite groups of students to work with. Just knowing that they're going above and beyond, they're putting in a ton of extra time getting their solos ready to perform. There may be a few extra students on this list, but we did have an opportunity for an online festival. These are the three that I received rating sheets from at this time. I had received rating sheets from Emma Clear, Christopher Clear, and Mason Albers. I do want to circle back here real quick on our band leadership team and add Emma Clear and Christopher Clear to that list. I meant to make that change earlier today, so I apologize to both of them for leaving them off that list. It's time to move on to the awards, and I would like to start with the Outstanding Brass, Percussion, and Woodwind Award. This award is given out for students that have shown exceptional talents on their instrument and have maintained progress throughout the year. This award doesn't necessarily have to go to a senior, and we do have an underclassman this year that has won one of these. Our outstanding percussionist this year is Sierra Harrison. Our outstanding brass student is Seth Teague, and our outstanding woodwind this year is Emma Clear. Congratulations to those three. Now I get to move into awards that are specific for our senior musicians, and I'm sure you guys will recognize these. I did not get to give these out this year at our spring concert, but this is the most senior medals we've had in a long time, and I do want to make sure to recognize all of our senior musicians again one more time. I hope to get you these but before graduation. They should be available to you up at the office. Lots of hard work goes into getting one of these medals, and I want to thank you all again one more time. So the first senior award that I would like to give out is the Merit Award. And the Merit Award, have a nice frame certificate for this award, goes to Nikki Miller. I want to thank Nikki again for her musicianship, her ability to play multiple instruments. She has been a color guard participant and she is going to be a future music educator. I've been so proud to have her in the classroom this year. In addition, she has also begun some of her teaching training already. She's worked with our younger students, with our fifth grade, and then also some of our middle school band students, just as kind of a springboard into her work at Emporia State University. My next award is the Musicianship Award, and our Musicianship Award this year goes to Sabrina Veith. This award has a really nice certificate also from the Instrumentalist magazine, and congratulations to Sabrina. She has been one of our most outstanding leaders over the last several years. She just has a real knack, ability to get people to rally behind her. She gets respect from everyone in the band because they know she is giving them 100%. She's a perfect example that you can do everything and be involved in a lot of activities and do all of them very well. She's had just a very commanding presence in front of the band this year, and she is, I would say, a very fitting end to the Veith legacy in our band. I've had a Veith student in band for the last 18 years, and while I'm sad to see that the Veith family won't be in our band program anymore, Sabrina, you've finished strong for everybody in your family. While you had some big shoes to fill, you did it, and then some. We're going to miss you next year. Wish you all the best. The Semper Fidelis Award is one of two runner-up awards that is given to a senior musician. Emily Reba is our Semper Fidelis Award winner this year. She was also recognized at the awards banquet that was presented last week. There is a certificate for you at the high school office, and then we also give this small little desk trophy, something you can put up on the shelf that says you were the Semper Fidelis Award winner. Emily has been very active and involved with our color guard as well as all of the facets of band, but particularly color guard. She got involved with progressions, winter guard last year, and her expertise really helped propel us into this season. She's been excellent over the years at recruiting younger students into band. She has an ability to just organize and bring people together. She's been on the leadership team for years, and she's just always willing to step in where needed. She's been in the percussion section, and like I said, she's always willing to help out in any way possible. I will miss our witty banter before class and our chats before band class begins. And some of Emily's honors include color guard. She is a 4-year letterman. She was involved with the K-State Concert Band Clinic. She was also a member of the K-State All-Star Marching Band. Congratulations once again to Emily Reba. Our next runner-up award is the Director's Award, and this will go to Seth Teague this year. Congratulations, Seth. Our Director's Award gets a wall plaque and also a certificate to go with that. This can also be set on the shelf. A few words about Seth. Seth is a true example of a fine young man. I know your parents are proud of you. I am too. You've been an outstanding musician for 8 years. You have impeccable work ethic. You've picked some of the hardest solos that I have assigned to students in years, and you're willing to jump in and just do what you need to do to get those pieces learned. That's how we improve ourselves as musicians, and you have done a great job at it. Seth is another example of a student that really can do it all. from the athletics to the schoolwork and being a band student at the same time. He's been a great leader in our band program. He's guiding others through his faith and by leading by example in our classroom. So congratulations to Seth. Some of Seth's honors include League Solo 1 ratings, Regional Solo 1 ratings, State Solo 1 ratings. He's been involved with the CPL Honor Band. He's been a 4-year band letterman. He has received the Outstanding Brass Award at CHENEY, and he's been in the top band at the K-State Concert Band Clinic for 2 years, and this year received the top award in the top band for a Director's Award. Congratulations, Seth. We'll miss you next year. And I'm sure most of you, by process of elimination, have figured out who our top award winner is for this year. The John Philip Sousa Award, our most prestigious band award, is going to Sierra Harrison. Congratulations, Sierra. A couple of awards for this. There's a small pin of John Philip Sousa that you can put on your case or your stick bag. There's a little desk trophy. And then there's also a framed certificate. This is also an instrumentalist award. So congratulations to Sierra Harrison. Just a couple of things about Sierra. She's been involved in every part of our band program. She is one of the hardest workers I think I have ever had in band, and she works until the job is done. She's one of the first in, she's one of the last out for class, for events, for performances, loading percussion equipment, and she truly has been an asset to our percussion section over the years. She's been a fantastic leader. She has the respect of her peers. She has the admiration of her band director, and she works behind the scenes to improve our band and herself constantly. She's been a soloist over the years, playing piano and mallet percussion. And I just want to thank you for your dedication to our band and the commitment of excellence that you have instilled in your classmates. You should walk across the stage at graduation knowing how much you have done for our band and how much your leadership has meant to us. Congratulations once again, Sierra. Some of her honors include League 1 ratings, Regional 1 ratings, State 1 ratings. She's been a 4-year letterman in band. She has received the CHS Outstanding Percussion Award. She has been part of the K-State All-Star Marching Band, and she has been our field and parade drum major this past year. Thank you, Sierra, and congratulations. You know, it really wouldn't be a spring concert or awards ceremony without some photo video footage of some highlights from the past year. I do want to thank all of the parents that are taking pictures, that are uploading them onto Facebook. That's where I got a lot of this footage. I also had some senior parents sending me some pictures of their student from over the year as well. So thank you for all of the help putting this photo video together. I hope you enjoy it. Well, this is the point in the Fine Arts Banquet where I usually have everyone that is there that's involved in the band to stand up and be recognized just for some closing comments and a few things about how the entire season has gone for us. First, seniors, I want to say one more time how much I will miss all of you. You know, we didn't get a chance to drop that cherry on top of our season by going to music festival and going on our trip. But know that you built one amazing body of work over the last 4 years, and the things that you are leaving behind is how to succeed and your love for band, and that's two of the most important things as we move forward from this point on. We missed a lot of things this spring. We missed getting to go and blow the roof off the gym 2 more times at the state basketball tournament. We missed our regional and state solos. We had to keep the pirate ship in dock and didn't get to take that up to state contest and bring all of those gold medals back. We did not get to do our state large group festival this year. We missed spring concert, fine arts banquet, Dallas trip, our day of senior sight reading, where we go back and read all of those songs that you played all the way back through middle school, a graduation performance. You know, it's tough to not get the payout. We talked about this in class just today, that we are not defined by the things that we've lost, but we're defined by how we move forward from this point. And I certainly hope that no one looks back with any regrets on this season at all. Where we were stopped this year, we were in an amazing spot. And a lot of times, you know, we're fighting and clamoring at the end of a semester just to have a good finish, and things were going amazing all the way along here in this second semester. So I certainly am not looking back with any regrets on this season. Know that we will come back stronger next year, and